Hello everybody, this is Gruesome Fox coming at you with a 450 cost rated match in the Hizack Cannon Increased Armor. We're going to be on Mountain for this match here, and this is going to be an ace match. When 450 was in rotation at the time, I was really on the fence about what unit I wanted to use, and when going through the menu I did find the Hizack Cannon, and at that moment this unit really just kind of spoke out to me. I haven't used the Hizack Cannon in a long time now, so I thought, oh, this is a unit I really haven't used, why not try to get it out and see what kind of matches I could get with it. And really in general, I've been in a bit of a Hizack mood recently, just been trying to use the different Hizacks we have in GBO2. For some Hizacks that's been good, for others it's been pretty bad. Luckily the Hizack Cannon here though has been one of the better experiences I've had with a Hizack variant in recent times. The map too was also a big factor in me finalizing this unit to sort in. I was sort of on the fence between using this or the Hizack Custom, but Mountain I think is a map that really suits a lot of these like cannon-based support units, so if anything was the leading factor in me picking the suit for this match, it was definitely the map. And Mountain is one of those maps that also can be really fun, so I'm glad to see that this map is one of those that has been appearing a bit more in the rotation in recent times. But looking at the Hizack Cannon itself, this unit is a native 450 cost support unit, and it does have a pretty nice weapons kit to back it up. For starters, you do have a beam rifle as your main range weapon. This is a instant stun, ammo-based beam rifle that I really wish was on a few more mobile suits. For starters, I think the model for this weapon just looks really nice, and I do know there are some other mobile suits that do use this weapon. The thing is that this one is listed as the Hizack Cannon Increased Armor Beam Rifle. It does seem like it is meant to be more specific to this unit, but at the same time I don't think that should necessarily stop it too much. We do have cases like the Marasai rifle and the Hayakushiki rifle, which are used by plenty of mobile suits that don't share that name. But if they don't want to put this specific version of the beam rifle on some other mobile suits, I would just like to see the model reused on a new beam rifle, because again, really just do like the way this weapon looks. But if you don't want to use the beam rifle, you can either swap this out for the Zaku machine gun custom or the ballput machine gun. So if you want something with a bit more of a rapid fire option, those are available. Though I would say that the beam rifle is the best weapon for the Hizack Cannon here. Being a, range-based support unit, the beam rifle does give you more range and more damage for what you are using it for, though maybe I could see some cases where the Zaku machine gun Kai could be useful, maybe just depending on the damage stat and maybe what mobile suits you're fighting against, but might be something to look forward to in the future, because I always do like to try certain mobile suits with their other weapon options. I have mentioned it before that I do like it when mobile suits do have weapon variety, so maybe Hizack Cannon with the Zaku Machine Gun Kai might be something to look into in the future. But for your other weapons, you do have the Blow as your main melee weapon. This is the standard punchy melee that a lot of mobile suit units get. And for the Hizack Cannon here, you do get the Zeon moveset, where you get some punches for the neutral and sides, and then you do get the shoulder charge as your downswing. And yeah, it is just, kind of there if you do need something to use in a pinch. But, again, being a support ranged unit, probably not going to be using your melee all too much unless it's very specific circumstances. For your secondary weapons here, though, these are going to be what you're especially using. The first one being the Cannon Pack. That is that cannon on the backpack that gives the Hizack here its name. And I really do love the Cannon Pack style of weapon. This is a weapon that the Gym Sniper 3 uses as well, and I've always just found it really fun to use the rapid 3-shot cannon. It does have to reload after that, but it can get you some good damage, and each shot is capable of causing a stun. And if you are looking to conserve ammo, you can do a little trick with the cannon where you fire one round and then quickly swap your weapon, which will cancel the firing animation. That way you will only fire one round, you'll be conserving ammo, and again, each shot from the cannon does count as a stun, so in a sense you would be using it a bit more like a, more typical support cannon. And for your final secondary weapon, you do have the Waste Missile Pod ×2 Incinerary. Those are those waste missiles, and as the name suggests, they do cause incendiary damage to any mobile suit target that they hit. And yeah, really nice set of weapons, I would say, for the Hizack Cannon. Even for today, I feel like this kit is relatively well off. Again, really just love the cannon pack in particular. This is something we've kind of been seeing a few more mobile suits get with, like, the gun cannons, where the gun cannon heavy type had the rapid fire dual cannons, and now the base gun cannon has gotten it as a sub-weapon as well. So really nice to see this style of cannon being used on a couple more mobile suits. And yeah, the Hizack Cannon, I think overall still feels really nice. I'm not really sure what I was expecting out of the Hizack Cannon, but the last Hizack I played was the base Hizack, which is a mobile suit I really want to talk about someday. Yeah, the base Hizack really needs an adjustment, and like I said at the beginning of the video, the Hizack Cannon has definitely been one of the better Hizacks that I have played, so yeah, I really am just in general satisfied with the performance of this unit. One of the interesting things, though, is that I believe this is our only Hizack variant that comes from Advance of Zeta, which feels weird to think about given how many variants of units A or Z tends to give us. Though at the same time, I can understand maybe the decision here because GBO2 does have a lot of support Hizack variants. You do have the Hizack Custom, which is the more dedicated sniper of the Hizacks. You have the Hizack, which is the spotter unit, and then you do have the Hizack Cannon, which is the artillery-based unit. So even for having so many support variants of the Hizack, each one of them is really unique in their own way. They all have their own playstyle for them. And I would really love to do a ranking series for the Hizacks. I think this would be a really interesting set of mobile suits to look at for such a series as that. Unfortunately, the one Hizack I am missing is the Act Hizack from the clan matches, so would really love to have that. It's just one of those things where, like, the engaged suits have all been kind of relegated to clan matches, at least if they are on the lower cost end. I really wish that was not the case, because that does mean that if we do get the Act Hizack, it will probably be stuck behind one of the banners they've been giving us, like they did with the Hovergoof and the Gelgoog L, where it will be locked behind higher levels. I hope that might not be the case. I would love to have the Act Hizack at its native cost of 400, but you know, if it does end up being a case where I have to get it at a higher cost for a banner, you know, kind of so be it, because that unit does look like it's really fun. So would like to have that unit to really just fill out the Hizacks that I have, and also just have another engaged suit for the roster. Let's see, right now we're nearing the last few seconds of the match here, trying to hold back the enemy ace. Looks like our Gelgoog L was the ace on our team, so, you know, kind of speaking of engaged units there. But that is going to be timeout mission over, and let's see how we did here with the Hizack Cannon increased armor. And yeah, did get top in damage dealt. I did not beat my rival, unfortunately, but 4th place with 4 kills and 2 loss, and 2nd place in damage and 2nd in assist. So not too bad of a match there in the Hizack Cannon. I really do wonder if the implication here of this being the Hizack Cannon increased armor is that if there is like a quote-unquote naked Hizack Cannon that does not have the increased armor. I doubt we would ever see such a thing in GBO2, but I assume that would just be the Hizack Cannon without the added chest armor to it. But yeah, that's going to be everything for the match there. And again, Hizack Cannon does feel like one of the Hizack variants that has aged up a little bit better. At least at native cost, this is one of the variants that does go up to a level 4, which I believe for most Hizacks that actually is the case. I think the only exceptions would really be the Act Hizack, and I don't remember if the base Hizack has a level 4. I know it does have a level 3, but if there is a level 4, I am forgetting about it right now. But yeah, that's going to be everything I have for this video here. Comment down below what you think about the Hizack Cannon increased armor. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And with that, I will see you all in the next one. Later.